We did get Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, y'all heard of this woman, Jasmine Crockett? Okay. Jasmine Crockett, to me, is just appealing to the lowest common denominator at this point. I mean, she's become one of the most uncouth and articulate women in politics, and it's all a caricature. It's all a facade with Jasmine Crockett. When you look up her background, right? She grew up in St. Louis. She went to private school. She says she passed the bar exam. I don't know if she was sitting at a bar or if she actually passed the bar exam. But
Would like to see proof.
Yeah. She says she's an attorney, Jasmine Crockett. You pull up these old videos of her, she's talking like Eliza Doolittle or Queen Elizabeth. She's like, how do you do? Would you like crumpets and scones? You look up Jasmine Crockett now, she's like, this mo cracker lacka checka booka picka picka picka. What the hell happened to Jasmine Crockett? This is identity theft, okay?
Identity theft.
But the Democrats, okay, this is why I can't stand the Democrats. We got some characters on the right. We love Trump. We've got big personalities. But the Democrats are a bunch of overgrown theater kids. They don't want to work. They want to twerk and post dancing videos and sing. And the Democrats in D.C., okay, they're always breaking into song on the Capitol steps.
Yes.
They're running and dancing. They remind me of that show Glee. Remember that show Glee where they're running and singing and dancing and there's no plot? That is the Democrat Party today.
The Rapid Response Choir.
Yes, exactly.
Nothing terrifies Trump more than the Rapid Response Choir.
No, and you've got all these beta males like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker. Just beta male, beta male, beta male.
Oh, speaking of Cory Booker, what did the gays say about Cory Booker?
Well, my lawyer has told me not to opine on that tonight.
Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett now saying she would strongly consider a run for U.S. Senate as the state's redistricting battle threatens her House.
Yes, this is a devastating news for Democrat. Gated Democrat is now thinking to run for Senate. In Texas, we have seen how Governor Greg Abbott withdraw everything, and she is thinking this is a good idea. A lot of people don't actually know her. At a certain point, when I look at what she has done in the past, they should tell you a lot about this lady. I don't know if she can actually go through with this.
The potential of a Senate run. How seriously are you weighing that? Because there are some deadlines looming here.
I am seriously weighing it to the extent that I'm about to spend a lot of money to get data. So I'm a data-driven person. I will tell you that I personally believe that Texas needs to do something different if they want a different result. That's just the bottom line.
How far are you in exploring? Who have you talked to? Have you interviewed potential campaign staff? Like, where are you at?
Well, yeah. So we've talked to. There's only one person that I can see leading this team. It's somebody that I've known for years, somebody that I trust, and somebody who's very experienced. I will not put him out there.
But you've had that conversation.
Oh, absolutely. We've had multiple conversations, and we just took a meeting face to face here a few days ago. As I was kind of running down what I'm thinking if numbers kind of show what I think they may show. And obviously, we are weighing who may be the nominee on the Republican side. I mean, I'm going to be flat out with you and tell you that I don't think that there's a Democrat that can take out Cornyn. And I think NRSCC knows that, which is why they are spending so much money in this primary to make sure that he is the nominee. But for me, I would be making a very last minute decision because it's not just about winning the primary. You got to win the general. So by the time we start spending money, I think it's less about people learning, oh, there's a Jasmine Crockett. Who is she? And it's more about like, all right, do we like her enough to go out and knock doors, to make phone calls, to send text messages, to tell our neighbors, to get people riled up?
Yes, when you take a look at this screenshot, you can clearly see that Jasmine is winning. Yes, I believe by looking at the polls, James and Collins, Jasmine is trashing them in the polls. This should be the reason she thinks she can actually win. Because they actually love these kind of people in Congress. When I look at these, I was like, this is too early to go into full conclusion because it will be extremely difficult for this lady to say through. This poll should not actually deceive her. There is something more to this, which I'm going to show you as we proceed with this video.
Okay. And you also have asked about a Senate run. As it relates to the state of Texas, we are waiting on the court to tell us whether or not we will be running on the current lines that I ran on that got me elected for the last 2 terms, or if the new lines that the governor signed into law, if those lines are going to go into effect. If they go into effect, we go from having 3 safe Democratic seats in North Texas down to 2 Democratic seats. One of them is the seat that I currently serve that they moved me out of. And the other one is where I would live, where they moved myself and 200,000 of my constituents. So my district has been split. That's basically what it is. Both of those seats where I live, as well as where I used to serve, per se, they both are the 2 safe Democratic seats. But I just feel like there has to be some repercussions. There has to be some kind of payback for playing games, right? And we know that the numbers are clear, that the vast majority of Texans overwhelmingly disagree with what they did. And unlike California, this did not go to the people. This was something that those Republican politicians who are not listening to their constituents decided to do without ever gauging them and determining whether or not this is something that the people, were interested in. So do we have an opportunity to win in Texas? Yes. I know people say every time we have an election, this is going to be the one. And it's been 30 years since there's been a Democrat that's been elected statewide. I can tell you that we consistently...
When I look at this lady, I will laugh all through. She believes name recognition is just what she needs. She believes she can beat Ted Cruz, beat Greg Abbott. That's very impossible. I mean, very impossible. At a certain point, when I started watching her, saying, oh, look at the polls, this is too early to even go into conclusions. It would never happen. Yeah. Jasmine, at this point, is done, though she claims that, there's still a lot of things she can do. I really want to observe this. I want her to be embarrassed, during this process. Take a look at issue of California. Gavin Newsom is coming up with this. There is something with Democrats that I see, the kind of level of hypocrisy with them. You are condemning something, at the same time, you are doing something the same. That is crazy. Telling, Republican want to rig, Republican want to do this. Then at the same time, Gavin Newsom is doing the same thing. You can't tell me, you can't advise me to avoid something while doing that thing. You are the same people. If what Greg Abbott did was wrong, Gavin Newsom will stay silent. So say, he wants to do this, then doing the same thing. It's a certain level of hypocrisy I have not seen in a long time.
Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett now saying she would strongly consider a run for U.S. Senate as the state's redistricting battle threatens her House seat. If she were to make it to the Senate floor, this could be a taste of what Americans would see.
She gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do not call me a child. I am no child.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Off. It's Ted Cruz. I mean, this dude has to be knocked over the head.
Crockett also noting that she and her team were
understanding what ends up having people become criminally impacted really informs so much of what I do legislatively, right? So when people are like, crime is terrible. And yes, it is, right? Because when somebody goes out and commits a crime, they don't typically, say, well, I'm a D or I'm an R, I'm an I. It's not literally it's about, well, how do you fix it? How do you make community safer? And I do think that I'm in a unique situation because I was having the conversations with people that were going out and committing crimes. And so I understood what was kind of pushing them there. And so I do want people to know that just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal.
So the short clips you see at the end here, that is for the white algorithm. You can always keep. God bless you abundantly. Please share the videos.
Like me should talk to him.
Now y'all help me make this make sense.
That I think some other family.
Stop 15.
It's the look.
I mean, we're facing a time
that you're not ready.
And that was my first instinct.
Should have more Republicans on the show, but they don't want to come on. They're scared of us.
It's like history. Point when I say I'm not going to be apocalyptic.
He even gets an off
If the Democrats
thing, because how many times somebody asks
for?
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American...
Give interviews, I don't do that.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
Happening at the moment.
Yeah.
President Obama is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC.
I want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Well, Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one. Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all abide by. But in case anyone needs a refresher, we're going to go over the rules again.
He does not have a right to have a television show.
To spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not
all the same people that are in these polite...
Disagree with what Gavin Newsom said that he doesn't...
Dave Chappelle.
Without of interest.
I mentioned last night Trump was bragging about how well he did.
Now, California government.
So you still think Republicans are responsible for this government shutdown?